What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Hopefully, it stays in view for you guys, or at least in focus. So today, let's get to it. NPR, National Public Radio, one of the things that Donald Trump wanted to kill, they are suing Donald Trump. Thank goodness some people are following, the laws and trying their best to fight back. This capitulating to Trump has gotten old. People who are running away and scared, either that or they being themselves and actually doing what, following the game plan. Because to me, I've never, I don't quite understand people who make a living off of, fighting for people's rights. When it's time to fight for their own, they chose not to. I don't understand those law firms that did that. That's literally your profession. And you chose with your profession to not fight when you see injustice. I mean, think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. If you go to a law firm, you see a law firm that's getting sued by Donald Trump just because they actually upheld the law and fought for someone's rights and Trump didn't like it, would you really want to hire them as your lawyer if they don't even fight for themselves? I mean, what does that billboard look like? We'll fight for you unless Donald Trump is suing you. I mean, what the hell is that? It doesn't make any sense. Or if Donald Trump sues me, I'm a weak wussy. But if he sues you, I'll fight for you. Why would I want you? You can't fight for yourself, and you want me to pay you to fight for me. That's it. They should just close shop. Every last person that capitulated to Donald Trump should just close shop. Who would want them defending that person? I wouldn't want them. You literally can't fight for yourselves, yet you want to, get my money to fight for me. You're a loser. You are a loser. You chose to lose on purpose. No, thank you. You could take that back. But NPR is fighting. Kudos to them. I'm giving all love to people fighting. Harvard fighting. They in there scrapping. Love it. Love it. There's billions of dollars on the line. They still saying, nah, fuck all that. Y'all ain't going to be punking us. Are you serious? The dumbass people going to be fighting the smartest people on the planet, or some of the smartest people on the planet, and we gonna listen to Sir Dipshit and his dumb clan? No, let's stop. We good. Take your money. Do what you gotta do. They're trying their damnedest to destroy Harvard, and there's all kind of rumors why, but still, they're trying to end it. They're trying to get rid of anything that's being considered intellectual. You feel me? Anything that's intellectual, they want to get rid of. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to allow them to. And that's what I love about Harvard. I didn't care two craps about Harvard before. But right now, I'm like, I'm on their team. I'm like, yeah, keep fighting. So that's one thing that happened today. And then another thing happened, which is good. I'm starting to see these fights that are happening now. And I mean by judicial fights. Where judges are standing 10 toes down on the Constitution, right? So there's this judge, and I'm gonna read it verbatim so I don't mess it up. United States District Judge Richard Leon, he issued a decisive ruling against an executive order from Dumpster administration that targeted the law firm Wilmer Hale. See, I was meaning about if you're a law firm, how the hell you capitulating? You're supposed to be a fighter. Who you fighting for if you can't fight for yourself? That's just odd. But they fought. And the order sought to penalize this firm for its representation of clients and causes disfavored by the administration. Penalizing them, an executive order, penalizing them for fighting or for a person or persons that the administration didn't like. So I took a case of somebody you didn't like, and the entire government, the power of America, the person supposed to be upholding the Constitution, put out a hit job on a firm because they represented somebody he did not like. Where the fuck are we? I mean, this is America, right? Where the fuck are we that the president? I mean, we don't have no wait a minute, stop. This shit's highly illegal. There's got to be a clause that, pull the ejection seat, pop them out, throw them off the plane. I mean, how the hell can American democracy and the Constitution stand up to this shit and be like, well, that was stupid, throw it out? I mean, there's got to be a three strikes law or something for a president. I mean, you do something illegal, I mean, extraordinary illegal, three times, you should be able to get kicked out. I mean, this is ridiculous that you just have somebody in office that's breaking laws, that is going past judicial courts and saying, you know, I don't have to do it. What? But this guy, District Judge Richard Leon, basically said, I got a little bit of what he said in his opinion. And this is a quote from him. He said, the cornerstone, and this I'm going to put up the actual photo that he had. Let's see, while I speak on it. He was talking about, I think it's here. Yeah, I'm out of focus for some reason. I don't know why my phone is doing that. I don't even have it on autofocus. I don't know what that's all about. Let's see. Take this out the way maybe. I don't know. But I don't know why it's at autofocus. I don't even have autofocus on my phone. It's crazy. But let's get to what he said. Now, this is part of his quote, but I'll give the full quote. He says, quote, the cornerstone of American system of justice is an independent judiciary and an independent bar willing to tackle unpopular cases, however daunting. The founding fathers knew this with exclamation point. He further stated that allowing the order to stand, as what Donald Trump was trying to do with this executive order, would be unfaithful to the judgment and vision of the founding fathers. He's telling everybody that Donald Trump is unconstitutional. Just in drafting this was unconstitutional. He has no stop gaps or someone in between him doing this dumb fuckery to say, hey, boss, this is illegal. Well, why would you be doing that? See, that's what he had the first term. You know, the Mark Millies and all the other people that he had that would stop in between and say, don't send that out. He said, don't send it out. It's stupid and it's illegal. We can't do it. He doesn't have that anymore. He has a bunch of dumbasses that let shit like this actually float. These orders aren't written by Trump. Trump can't read or write worth a damn. He got a bunch of scribble that he loves. His signature is his artwork because ain't nobody else can read that shit but him. But the reality is he doesn't know what they're doing. They're the ones who made this. He hired them to write all this shit up. He told them what they wanted. They are basically ghostwriters for the shit that he wants. They wrote these orders up, and this fool was like, oh yeah, go ahead and send it out. No. It's constituted. All these things, thank God. Thank God for the courts literally saying, no, we're not going to do it. Yeah, I know you guys are going to get freaked out with just going back and forth. I'm going to try and see where that is coming from because it's driving me nuts too. I don't have an auto zoom on here. If I do, take that shit off like quick. Give me a second to try and figure that out because I just drive me nuts, making me dizzy. Ain't nobody auto. Turn this shit off. And I don't have an auto, so I don't know. Anyway, we got to get dizzy today. But anyway, so that's what happened with Donald Trump. They had to tell him that he should know. He should know the Constitution. It goes again and it flies in the face of telling people, look, you're not qualified for the job if you don't even know the basics of the job. I mean, it's almost like saying you got a surgeon that only learned how to, wash his hands. Oh, I know how to surgically wash my hands. I got you. Now, what about the cutting up and the taking out the organ? I didn't do that shit, but, I got the paycheck, so I might as well go ahead and try it. You ain't got nobody operate on you that doesn't know the job, but yet we'll let somebody run an entire country. You won't let somebody run a farm vehicle without some kind of license or have driven something like that before. You can't just see DJ Khaled driving around in one of those little bitty golf carts. You got to have a license for that. You got to learn and get a license to ride one of those vehicles on the street. Yet, we can have a president running a damn country that didn't take like being a president at something college or school or something. You just dumb as hell and running a country. When you couldn't run a vehicle in a factory without some kind of training. How ass backwards is that? They wanted a businessman to run the country. Not just a successful businessman. No, a dipshit dumbass. That's who they wanted to run. He's a businessman. No, he's a shyster. That's what he is. But you call that business. We don't call that business. Anybody can sell something if you like it enough. Just look on TikTok. There are people in there selling all kinds of shit. Would I consider them a great salesman? A great business person? No. They may be making money, but I wouldn't call them a great business person. Just like Donald Trump. His dad got into real estate, gave him $400-something million. Who with $400 million wouldn't start other businesses and fail at all of them? I'm sure some of you, if you get $400 million, I'm pretty sure most of you would turn that into $1 billion in a heartbeat. Because you understand being conservative or understanding that, hey, don't bet the farm on every fucking thing. Losing $400 million. How easy was that? This man had 6 casinos. Lost them all to bankruptcy. I mean, the dude doesn't even know how to do business right. He knows how to shyster people. Yeah. He knows how to grift. Yeah. He knows how to get deals from people by holding stuff over their head. Look, I'm powerful. You want to get in bed with me? Look, I'm going to make a lot of kings here. Look what I'm doing. I'm literally putting out a note and see how I can move stock up and down just by putting up a note. I put up a tweet. My tweet blows up companies or the stock or can crash it. Give me $1 billion and see what I do for you. Here's a tweet. It goes down. Hey, Tom, yeah, I'm going to put out that other tweet tomorrow. Yeah, your money's going to quadruple. Yeah, put everything on the farm. All of it. Everything. Your entire home, house, cars, all that shit. You bring it over from overseas. Buy it. I'm going to put out the note tomorrow. Yep, gotcha. Then this fool puts out a note and people make a shit ton of money. That's how criminal this dude is. And that's how some Americans in this country were so stupid to elect this man. A criminal. That they kept fighting for and say, he's not that much of a criminal. Really? He robbed New York of 500-something billion or 500-something million that he's supposed to owe back. And he's already robbed America of billions of dollars, if not trillions, based on the fact of playing with the stock market. In months. Hell, he lost trillions of dollars in the first month that he was in office through the stock market. I don't know what people think this country is going to be in the next 3 to 4 years. But it's sure in the hell, you take a picture of it right now, it's not going to be better. It can't be. Not unless this man croaks and somebody gets in the office and knows what the fuck they're doing, which I can't say that would be J.D. Vance. He can't understand what side of racism he's on. He goes home and has relations with a woman who's brown skinned, then comes to work and talks shit about brown people. Got brown babies and hate brown people. What the hell? But then again, you think about it. Slave owners had black slaves that they were having relationships with. They couldn't stand them. But I guess the punani was good enough. They didn't like the way they looked, but they liked what they did in bed. That's what he reminds me of. Because he has nothing and has never said anything to defend his wife or his kids as being brown people in this country. Not one thing to defend them. What kind of husband or father is that? Just saying. And I understand there are a lot of Indian people in this country that believe they're white. I get it. I don't know what side of the fence his wife is on, nor do I really care. But the point of the matter is, he doesn't show that he gives a damn about anybody brown, just white folk. He brought in even people from other countries don't care about. Started the shit with Zelensky. Here it is. Zelensky is the one that was the victim out of all this shit, kissing the ass of Putin, who is the person who's the aggressor. And then they bring in the president of South Africa and do just as bad. Had a fucking slideshow for him to just disrespect him. And if Putin was here, they'd be licking his boots. They want him to talk to. Oh, could you please come and talk to the House or the Senate and let them? I would have no doubt. They brought Netanyahu a bunch of times, even when Obama was president. They brought his ass up in there to speak. It was highly disrespectful. But they let this man speak to our country as if he is some kind of cool, connected person with us. We don't like that fool. But they allowed him to speak in that ground in which me and you can't even step on. And even their aides can't even step up to that particular area. Americans who work for the government can't even step on that floor. And they brought that asshole on there to be able to speak. More than once. Always the Republicans. Bringing in people who really don't like us. Don't listen to us. Take our money and talk shit about us. They bring them on. Which gives you like what is going on with the Republicans in this country. Still going on, but I don't know what's going on with them. Why they think it's okay. See if I can have it right down. To be able to disrespect Americans. They got a hate for America. They're not patriots. How can you say you love a country but continually do shit to harm it? Don't pay attention to the Constitution. That's what makes us America. The Americans and our laws, our Constitution, which none of the above they want to be beholden to. It's like the Wild Wild West again. And that's crazy. But that's what this man right here said. And it's crazy how they are allowing this to happen. Now, that's where the judge is a good thing. The judge fought back and, did the law as it's supposed to be. It's the Constitution. It is what it is. And you can't just take that away. You really have to abide by what's true. You can't just make up shit and just say, oh, okay, this is the way I want America to be. It's like, no, this is how it is. And it's so weird, not even weird, it's just messed up, is that what are we doing through our Congress and our House, right? Our House and our Senate. What are we doing? I don't see that much going on. I'm like, why aren't you guys passing bills that are worth a damn? You're trying to pass one huge, gigantic bill that's going to harm Americans and put us trillions of dollars into debt. It's going to blow up the deficit. And this is estimated. You know how they be estimating stuff. They'll say like one number one day or another. But the one that I've seen the most is like over $4 trillion is going to increase our deficit. What? I thought you were trying to save money. I mean, wasn't that the reason of Doge? That you was going to find $2 trillion? Now think about this. They're trying to save $2 trillion by cutting back. But then going to try and pass a bill, which they nowhere near got close to. At last number was 150 billion. And even those numbers have disappeared from the website. So is it true or is it not? We don't know. There's no facts. And on top of that, I'm happy about what MAGA is going through right now. No disrespect to anybody else, but to MAGA, I got this is disrespectfully. Can I put it that way? They are out there bitching and moaning about where is all of these conspiracy theories. We're all in control now. We got the House, we got the Senate, we got the presidency, we got Supreme Court justices, we got everybody in. Now, where are the receipts of all of this crime that's been happening on in America? That we believe in these theories, the two hat people. Yeah, the ones that wear the two hats. There's the MAGA minions. Those two hat people coming from, like crazy town. They want to know what happened. Dan Bongino, what's up? All that shit you were spewing, all that. Oh, we know there's something going on with this. There's something going on with this. You're the head of that department now. You and Kash Patel with his crooked ass eye. Yeah, You and him both out there running it. Where are these things at? And they're getting hyped. They're like, where are they at? What's going on? You guys are in control now. You can do it. Now you're going to become the deep state, which you already are, because that's what you were to begin with. But your people are going to start recognizing it because you built them up to be batshit crazy about this, behind the scenes, the swamp. They're going to find out. Here's the thing when I say about all this is we need to champion them right now on their side. Yes, bring on the investigations, Cash Patel. Bring on the investigations, Dan Bongino. Come on. Bring it on. Where's it at? We want to see you do the investigations of all this batshit crazy stuff you were saying that your people believe so much that they voted and you got these powerful positions with no education toward whatever doing it, no merit whatsoever. You're straight did not earn it. But we want to be able to see you guys actually do some work for the paycheck in which you are receiving from the people. We want to see it. We join with the MAGA nuts to find out where are these conspiracy theories come from. We want to know. America wants to know. Dig deep and find something, will you please? You're getting paid now. Find it. Put that pressure on them, because in reality, those nut jobs won't find shit because they've already been done. You see, the before when Joe Biden was in office, there was nobody in office that was doing Joe Biden's bidding. That was literally how the government's supposed to work, independent of the president. Joe Biden had no control over any aspect of the freaking government. You'd think if he had control of it, this is what did not connect with me with these people, was so crazy. If Joe Biden was seriously doing what Donald Trump is doing right now, literally trying to turn or not trying to, already did, turn the FBI, CIA, the heads will just do his bidding, investigate whatever he wants to investigate, attack dogs, using the law for his own personal gain. If that was Joe Biden, why the hell did he let the investigation for his son go on? Huh? Why did he let the investigations for his son go on? That's what I'm trying to find out. If you think Donald Trump, if his sons were being investigated, he would let that shit go on so they can expose everything about him. Everything about him. Nude pictures of him, all that. You think Donald Trump would allow that as president? I mean, come on. Come on. You know damn well that would not be the case. So that's the problem. These people are consistently projecting to America and to everybody else. They're the ones who are the swamp. They're the ones who are the deep state. We're not. Joe Biden wasn't. Tell me what he did that he hid from you. The investigations that you guys had going on about him. Jim Comer, or whatever his last name was. Jim Jordan. Oh, we got the goods. We got the goods. Never produced shit. They spent millions of our dollars chasing their own tail. They had the goods. What happened? It was a gimmick to get nut jobs to fall for it. They never brought anything. But here's the thing. Democrats, independents, sane United States citizens, whether you vote or not, regardless of policy, put your foot on their neck and tell them to produce some shit. Because they've been sitting here bitching and moaning about what's happening and this is wrong and that's wrong. They have not, they're in office. They have the power. They have the access to all the information. We need you guys to do your job. We need you to do your job. And let's see what you bring up. You know they ain't going to bring up nothing. They're not even going to do the investigations. You know why? Because it's not real. That's why they're in a quandary. If we put pressure on them to find it, just like you got to look at it. I found this video earlier today online somewhere. I think it may have been on news sometime today, but I found a clip where Dan Bongino and Cash Patel, they had an interview. I know they had one before. I don't know if it's a new one. And they asked Dan Bongino about some conspiracy theory And he had to dispel it right there. He literally said something to the effect, "Oh well, it's not true." Looking butthurt while he's saying it. I mean, he looked like he just like slapped his own mother when he. I'm sitting there like, why are you freaking out, tripping by telling the truth? He literally dispelled one of his own conspiracy theories on news, on TV, and I believe it's on Fox. I'm not 100% sure who was doing it. It may have been on one of the other stations that most of these people don't watch. He literally had to say one of their conspiracy theories was not true, and looked like he had been shot to do it. Where you at, MAGA? Where you at? Don't you need to be sending him some death threats and all other kind of shit because he done sold out or something, that he done become a part of the Illuminati, that somehow he's a part of, the Pizzagate now? I mean, he must have, shot his dog too. I mean, you got to have some crazy batshit themes going on in your head, or you just going to accept him just dispelling one of your like tried and true conspiracy theories. You just going to let him renege on it without saying nothing? I don't think they are. They've been going kind of nuts on it. On Twitter, they've been going kind of nuts about it. This is what happens when you build a monster and you forget to feed it. Now they can't feed the monster. The monster hungry as hell. I told you guys a long time ago, these MAGA nuts who created this monster, they're all going to be eaten up by that monster. Because it's only those crazy people that believe in the insanity that they were talking. And these people never thought they'd be empowered ahead of those positions to be held accountable like the previous people were. Wait till these nut jobs start sending emails and death threats to them talking about, we want you to tell us. The mob is going to go crazy. The mob's going to be mobbing. And I'm all for it. I'm right there with popcorn, candy, and everything else. Side of liquor. I'm ready. I'm ready for them to start eating their young. Because these fools deserve everything. You created this monster. You deserve to be devoured by it. Had you just told the truth, you wouldn't be in power because nobody would have believed you. But you guys lied. You got on the lie train, created this conspiracy monster, and it's eating you alive right now. Right now, it's just nipping at your toes. But it's going to get to your heart and your head. Trust and believe. Because they're not stopping. Listen to some of the shit they've been saying. It's not stopping. It's crazy to me. I look at it and I'm like, yo, these nuts should have just left it alone to begin with. But no, they didn't want to leave it alone. They literally wanted to be the head of it. They wanted to be the head of it. So anyway, now that they got themselves in that position and have to do what they have to do, and sorry for the dizziness because it's getting me crazy too, but hopefully the message goes beyond the out of focus. We'll fix it a different time. I've never had this issue just yet, but we'll figure it out. And the next thing is that Harvard is standing up, like I said before. They're standing up to this administration. They're adding more and more pressures to them. And they started out just taking a certain amount of money away from them. Now they're trying to take away money for all their research. You guys got to understand something. The way we find out about ways to like help cancer, when we talk about donating to a lot of these cancer societies, they give monies as well to be able to get these investigations, to do certain not investigations, but scientific studies to some of these colleges, because it's those colleges that are doing it, testing it on whatever they can be tested on, whatever is safe to be tested on, to be able to help us learn like what's coming forward. What a lot of people don't understand is that our country, our world, our world is consistently devising things or creating things that can kill us. I mean, it's not, I don't know if it's like biblical, like locusts, like there's always something coming. I don't know what that is, but the reality is maybe it's because of what humans have been creating that's mixing with natural stuff. But whatever it is, we're having natural diseases, natural ailments that are coming. And these people are doing the studies for that. I mean, a country that doesn't prepare for the things that are going to come is definitely preparing for failure, for extinction. I mean, you don't just stop. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. today came out with a couple goons talking about, oh, well, we're going to stop giving the COVID vaccine. We don't have to give it. And he was talking about children and others, but we just had a pandemic. I, I am so sick of people who don't know any better about anything in life. I mean, it's like, dude, we just had a pandemic. Just because it's past us doesn't mean it won't come back. I don't understand how people think. If you have a cancer and they give you a drug or something that they did research on it, and it's been eating away at that cancer, and next thing you know, you're in remission, right? Everything's great. And then all of a sudden they say, you know what, you're going to have to be on this medication for the rest of your life, but you don't have to take as many as you've been taking. You've been taking 8 pills and this, that, and the other, and coming in for chemo. You just got to take this one big ass horse pill every day, and you should be fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, cool. Boom. Then you got people like this, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and his 2 idiot friends. They came out today saying that, oh, you're not going to have to take that anymore. So the cancer's not coming back? Of course it will. But you don't have to take it. The fuck are you talking about? So it's going to come back if I stop taking it. But I don't have to take it because of what? You don't care if I live or die? It makes no sense. I don't see these types of people should be imprisoned. Why? Because they're giving faulty information. Your doctor should go to jail if you ask him, should I take this? Yeah, go ahead. Then after you take it, but it's going to kill you. I mean, what? Why would you tell me I could take it? Malpractice or something. These people are telling people not to get things that we just saw 2 years or so ago, 4 years or so ago. 1 million people died from it. The only way we came out, least you forget, outside of our homes to just go and hang and be outside without mask, and is because we got the damn vaccine. Just like people who got the flu vaccine. Do you think that when the flu vaccine came out, when we had the Spanish flu or whatever it was, and people, I don't know, a few 100,000 so back in the day died, do you think those people were like, I ain't gonna get no vaccine? I'm like, hell yeah, they got the vaccine. Why? Because they didn't politicize that shit. They were trying to save each other. And here we are. 100 years or so later, whatever it's been. And we can't take the science or the knowledge from 100 years ago and do better by it. These fools are going back to prior to the Spanish flu, prior to 1916. The logic before we had this happen. Oh, Lord. There's so many diseases back in the day that people died from that today you can take a vaccine and you ain't got shit to worry about. And they're trying to say science doesn't work. You listen to that fool all you want. But here's the thing. Because he's in control of this shit, that will determine on what things that we can actually take. Is he going to like outlaw this shit? Make it so that is not verified? We don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. They may make it so that we can't even have access to these certain things that are keeping us alive. What is their ultimate goal? I mean, do they really think they're saving lives by letting 1 million people die? Oh, one person may go blind. They died. I'd rather be blind than dead. This is where we need people who have an understanding of like medical information. This is why we need that, because they're smarter than we are on certain things. If you are smart at math and this person over here is dumb at it, I'm not going to the dumb person to learn math. I'm going to the smart person. And that smart person don't have to be a genius. He or she just has to be learned. And if they don't know, I don't know that one, but I'll research it and come back at you. I'm waiting. Come back. Oh yeah, this is this. Thank you. I'd rather you be smart enough to go find out the real answer than a dumbass just making shit up off the cuff. That's Donald Trump's whole entire crew. They don't know their jobs. It's painfully observant to see they don't know their jobs. You ask them just the pure definition of the shit that they have to deal with. They don't know it. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. telling people, I shouldn't tell you what you should do. You and your family can make a decision. So why the hell we need doctors? You and your family can just figure out how to operate and pull out the particular thing out your body. Just let your friend who likes to work with knives cut you open and do the operation. There's a reason people learn shit and teach shit and pay it forward so that we don't have to go back to Little House on the Prairie days. These fools want to continue. They want to go so far back, they want to pay you in chickens. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why are y'all going back in the past? You done took this MAGA shit too far. This is people's lives. It's too serious for you guys to have like ideas that don't add up, but they make you feel good. It's just insane, y'all. It's insane. I don't get what they're trying to do. Now I'm going to try something new. I've been trying to work on this for a minute to be able to put up some things. And let's see if it actually works. If not, it's going to look bad in here, y'all. For real. But I'm going to try it anyway. Let's see. I'm going to switch it over. Quit camera. There we go. We got some messages of people up there. There we go. Now you can have your names up there. I'm trying. I'm adding on things here and there. Having fun with it. Let's see who else is up in here and said something. Give y'all some love while I'm doing it. Kristen, I think, Kristen, where you at? These things be taking forever. I'm gonna put that one up there. Just have some fun here. It won't show everybody. Oh, okay. We got Kristen up here. Give y'all some love. Rude Independent Janet will take up new variant testing and come up with new no money to be made. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do a little something, but it's just insane to me. It's very much insane to me how they continue to just destroy the fabric of America. I mean, why would you be messing with science? I mean, I don't understand the mentality. It's like, dude, why do you? I mean, think about this: the mitigated gall to think you know more about science and you don't have a science degree. That's like me walking up to, like an airline pilot and just saying, "Yo, I can fly this better than you." So, what degree did you ever fly a plane before? Nope. But I got the merit from what? Just the color of my skin. Get over, move over. I got this. And crash that shit, kill everybody. But I deserved it. For what? You had zero education in said product. Zero. So how on earth do you deserve something you've never, mind you, never ever done? I mean, I would feel better if you literally went to somebody and said, I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. You don't know at all. I get it. And I appreciate that. You don't know. That's the best answer you had yet. I just don't know. But they won't do that. They literally want to tell you they know what the hell they're talking about. Did you guys hear? I'm gonna keep on trying to work on this because this is driving me nuts too. Did you guys hear that Donald Trump said something to the effect of, um, well, last no, it wasn't Donald Trump. They had a I'm getting on this image enhancement spotlight mode. This is driving me up. We're gonna try and fix this, y'all, because this is driving me up a wall. This automatic video setting focus. I'm like, where the hell did that come from? Yeah, it's on autofocus. Thank God it's gone. Sorry, y'all. I'm back. I never touched that monitor, that meter to do that. It just did it all on its own. I wish I could turn it off. But anyway, that's how it goes. So what he said, Donald Trump, it was a news outlet that found out. Donald Trump is so into the, not even into the weeds. This man is literally breaking laws left and right now. And this is like not stopping. Breaking laws left and right now. And what he's doing is offering a face-to-face with Donald Trump for $5 million. You heard me right? He's doing a face-to-face meeting with anybody who wants to offer him $5 million. Now, he just had this dinner where he said it wasn't a presidential affair. It was a personal one. Yet, though, he stood in front of a podium that had the presidential seal and talked about himself being a president and all this stuff like that, in which he served this nasty ass food that looked like he got it from like the leftovers from Costco, like the shit they was gonna throw away. And they spent millions of dollars to come to this whack ass dinner where he showed up for a little bit and bounced. Now he's like, okay, you spent all that money. Now I know you guys are serious. Now I need you guys to pay $5 million if you want to meet me one-on-one. That place in which they spent, the high dude spent like 30-something million dollars, whatever. And everybody who came in there spent at least $1 million to get in and have that whack ass food. That was just a precursor to just literally say, yeah, this is the way y'all get to see me. You see me? All right, I'm out. Everybody like, what? You don't get to speak? You don't sign no cards? Don't sign? Nah. You get a goodie bag and I'm out. And then the next note that comes out, oh, you want to see me personally? Oh, that's going to be $5 million a clip. Why isn't he in jail yet? Because he's the president. But he should be in jail, right? He done broke all kinds of laws. Who? Could you imagine Bill Clinton? Hell, Ronald Reagan. I could see Nixon. George Bush. Either one of the two, father or son. Could you see them accepting $5 million to speak? Or Obama? I mean, I'm not one to go back and live in the past, but I want that part to come back. You're out here accepting $5 million to see you in person. What do they got to talk to you about $5 million? Unless they want some kind of regulation, some kind of law changed. Is that what it is? So you can get a menu and just bring a menu and be like, hey, how much is that? Change the law so my business can break the law. That's 7 million. I'll take one of those. And how much is that? I can get out of jail free shit. That's 12. That's 12 million. Yeah, I got this court case coming up. Yeah, I'm guilty as fuck. Yeah, yeah. How much? 12. You guilty? 30 million. Oh, so that's 30. So I'm at 37. The fuck is this? He ordering up shit from Donald Trump. Pay $5 million to go see him, and whatever you want from him, all it's gonna be is 100 million, 15 million, 17 million. Yeah, I want that. Yeah. That's our president. And any other president other than Trump, people would be going ape shit if they did it. Why Trump? All those other people besides Obama were white too. Some of them were Republicans. They were mad at those people doing pay per play or pay per pay, right? And this dude, just because he does out in the open, it's like the excuse is, you did it too. You just did it behind the scenes. He's doing it in front of the camera. So now that you see the swamp on display, it's better than you finding it out on your own. Yeah, they stupid. Hella stupid. It's crazy, huh? So I keep my mind focused on the chat because of the camera focusing in and out. The camera's not focusing in and out anymore. Thank you. I know, Rude. It's driving me nuts too, big time. I was like, this is going crazy. Somehow it turned itself on. I don't ever use it. But anyway, Donald Trump's been playing with the stock market, like I said before, making decisions. So today, he postponed the EU tariff deadline, and stocks went up. See what I mean? Just it's just highly crooked. He turns off the spigot, right? People lose, and then what happens? I am of the mind, because it's happened so many times in the last, it's 4 months now. And how many times have we caught elected officials and other people? There was just a preliminary like investigation or research from somebody. It's in one of the media outlets that said that they found out that somebody invested a crap ton of money into Bitcoin and things of that nature. And I mean a lot. And they did it by borrowing money. It wasn't even their money. So the whole gimmick of this is they borrowed like something shit crazy like 500 million or some crazy shit. I don't know how to. So it's got to be somebody's rich as shit. So they borrowed that amount of money. And if they lost, if the stocks went down the next day, or the price of the Bitcoin went down the next day, which is a 50-50 chance, right? They would have lost it all. And seeing as how it was an investment, it was a loan that they got, they wouldn't have been able to pay it back. Unless they were just really rich and they're just playing games, but that person would have lost everything. But if the stocks went up, that person would have made a mint. They put all that money in, borrowing it. And then Donald Trump put out a truther or whatever, and he literally mentions, oh, I love Bitcoin and ETC and all the shit this person purchased. And that day, stocks went up. That person made a mint. Telling you, the crookedest president we've ever had. And this is the part where Americans have to start saying, look, we got to look inward. Do we want a president to be higher than everybody else in the sense of being able to break laws and get away with them? Or do we want him or her held accountable for their actions? If Trump is doing anything, it's to let Americans know that we got to start putting in senators, representatives in state, local, and federal positions that are focused on creating or amending laws, whereas these leaders are held up to a higher standard than us. They know the laws that they're breaking. They're mostly lawyers. They know it, they can read it, and they break it. They spend their time trying to splice words so they can be on either side of it and get away with it and make money in the process. Whereas we don't have that. We don't know the laws like that. And we're making them sometimes by mistake, sometimes doing it but not knowing it's a federal offense or whatever it may be. They know the laws. And if you know them, you should be held to a higher standard because you knew it before you did it. And all these people with Donald Trump, they know. They know buying these stocks. You got Martha Stewart going to jail for it, right? Everybody liked Martha Stewart except for people who work for her here. She was kind of a, you know what. But regardless, on the outside looking in, everybody loved Martha Stewart, right? So if that's the case, you sent her to jail for 1/1 millionth of what all these Republicans and Democrats and Trump and his family is doing. But they get nothing. I just hope that that situation clears itself up. And I hope there's somebody taking notes of every law that these people have broken on their way. Because when it comes, and I'm telling anybody who wins as a Democrat or an independent, if we put you in power, the mandate is to put those fuckers in jail. I don't want to hear nope. I want them to see a jail cell. When Donald Trump is finally out, if he don't croak before the end of his 4-year term by natural causes, I want his ass to be looking through bars when God calls him home. Because this is ridiculous. If you can allow this man to break this many laws and then tell Americans that they got to buy a parking ticket, something the fuck is wrong. Either you have standards for this country and the Constitution applies to all of us, or it applies to none of us. Because this is ridiculous. I want to actually have a video of a story that Donald Trump has been talking about. He was at that graduation, a military graduation. I want you to hear a part of this man's speech, or it's like about 4 or 5 minutes. And I'll stop in between where we get to chat about it. But I want you to hear what he's talking about, and we're going to go into depth about what he's talking about to some degree before we get out of here tonight. So let's, without further ado, let's get into it.
I tell the story sometimes about a man who was a great, great real estate man. He was a man who was admired for real estate all over the world, actually, but all over the country. He built Levittowns. He started as a man who built one house. Then he built 2, then he built 5, then he built 20, then he built 1,000, then he built 2,000 and 3,000 a year. And he got very big, very big.
He could at least just said, there's a man who built a lot of homes. This fool went, he built 1, then he built 2, then he built 3. This is our president. The man he's talking about, ladies and gentlemen, his name is William, I think J is his middle initial, Levitt. He did build Levittown. But whom he's talking about was a rival of his dad's, in the time in which his dad, and William Levitt built their wealth. Even though William Levitt was already rich, he was a higher echelon, where Donald Trump's dad had his grandfather had money, and they were doing illegal things. They had like hoe houses and shit, all that. That's how they built theirs, brothels, if you want to call it. So that's where his father kind of like brought up his thing. So he was like the lower end class of wealthier people, right? But his dad wasn't like wealthy. He just had money. You know what I'm saying? So these two, Levitt, he had money, He came from a rich background, but he wasn't extraordinarily wealthy by himself. I think it's more like a family thing. But they had money, higher echelon, and they made their money like extraordinary money, like billionaire status type of situation, which Donald Trump never reached. His family never reached that. Levitt did. Levitt was somebody that Donald Trump looked up to because Levitt was the guy who built his properties with houses, not mid class apartment buildings in New York and things of that nature. So when he's going on in this conversation, Donald Trump, he embellishes the story that he's really kind of making fun of the guy, but he's not. He's acting like he's giving him some kind of accolades, but he's really just telling his story to embarrass him, not to like make it seem like, oh, it's a great thing about this man. Because Donald Trump looked up to this dude, but he looked up to him because his father, Donald Trump's father, could never be him. Even no matter how hard he worked, this dude was the upper echelon. He takes pride in this man's fall. He tells the story like he feels bad for him and all stuff like that, but no, he goes into talking about this dude's family like in ways that you're like, what the fuck are you saying at a graduation? And why are you bringing out his dirt like that? It's like, just say he built homes and he lost it all. No, he goes through, and I promise you, he's saying this story to blemish this man, not to lift this man, because Donald Trump wanted to be him. And once he fell, Donald Trump felt like he was better than this man. He was young when he met him, he said. We'll see what happens here.
Great at what he did. You see him all over the country still, Levitt towns. This was a long time ago, but he was the first of the really, really big home builders. And he became very rich, became a very rich man. Mm-hmm. And then he decided to sell. He was offered a lot of money by a big conglomerate, Gulf and Western, big conglomerate. They didn't do real estate. They didn't know anything about it, but they saw the money he was making. They wanted to take it to a public company. And they gave him a lot of money, tremendous amount of money, more money than he ever thought he'd get. And he sold his company, and he had nothing to do. He ended up getting a divorce, found a new wife. Could you say a trophy wife? I guess we can say a trophy wife.
Who is he asking, can you say a trophy wife? He always asks a question just so that he can say what he wants to say. Trophy wife. Who would marry Donald Trump if it wasn't a trophy wife? Ain't nobody want him. This man, Little Hands McGee, you wanted that. Give me a break. The wife he with doesn't even want him. If he was broke tomorrow, she'd be dating somebody younger and somewhere else, not here. It's just terrible. He talks about trophy wives. And then he kind of gives it, he lets us know that that's what he's done. Trophy wives. And they don't work out.
It didn't work out too well. But it doesn't, and that doesn't work out too well, I must tell you. A lot of trophy wives doesn't work out. But it made him happy for a little while at least. But he found a new wife. He sold his little boat and he got a big yacht. He had one of the biggest yachts anywhere in the world. He moved for a time to Monte Carlo and he led the good life. And time went by and he got bored. And 15 years later, the company that he sold to called him and they said, the housing business is not for us. You have to understand, when Bill Levitt was hot, when he had momentum, he'd go to the job sites every night. He'd pick up every loose nail. He'd pick up every scrap of wood. If there was a bolt or a screw laying on the ground, he'd pick it up and he'd use it the next day in putting together a house. But now he was spoiled. And he was rich. He was really rich. And they called and they said, this isn't for us, this business. We do other things. Would you like to buy it back? We'll sell it back to you cheap. And they did. He bought it. He He thought he made a great deal, and he was
Right.
all excited. But it was 15 years later. He lost a lot of momentum. Remember the word momentum. And he lost everything. It just didn't work. He lost everything. And I was sitting at a party on Fifth Avenue one night, a long time ago, and you had the biggest people in New York, the biggest people in the country, all in that party, and they were all saluting each other, how great they were. They were all telling each other, I'm greater than you. Gets to be really, gives you a headache sometimes.
He's letting you know right now. They were telling him that they're better than him. See, he doesn't even know how he got into this event because it was all the higher echelon, which Donald Trump was not of. New York couldn't stand him. So in the area that he's talking about being in, where these people were all super wealthy, and Levitt was there, how did Donald Trump get around him when Donald Trump's dad and things of that nature were, in Queens and things of that nature, dealing with apartment buildings? It's more than likely because his dad was there that Donald Trump tagged along because Donald was not anything big at this time. His father and this guy came up at the same time doing the same things to become wealthy. And I'm going to tell you that both these men were kind of shysters, and both of them made their wealth off of us. They had money, but they made their extraordinary wealth off of government contracts. And you'll hear more about that in a sec.
Times, but they had all these people that telling their own stories about how fantastic a cocktail party. And I looked over, and I was doing well. I was invited to the party, so I had to be doing well. I was very, very young, but I made a name in real estate. And I looked over, and at the party, sitting in a corner all by himself, nobody was talking to him, was Mr. Levitt. He had just gone bankrupt, lost everything. He had lost everything, his home, everything. And I went over and talked to him because he was in the real estate business, and I loved real estate. And I said, hello, Mr. Levitt, how are you? He said, hello, Donald, it's nice to meet you. He knew me from being in the business. I said, so.
He didn't know him, y'all. He did not know Donald Trump from being in the business. He knew his dad. Donald Trump was a lackey. His dad did not push him out there like he was the king of New York. The dad was the king of New York. And this right here is one of my sperm cells. Don't act like he's, oh, hey, Donald Trump. He did not give Donald Trump that respect. Trust and believe. He always tells the stories like people, sir and sir. Ain't nobody gave you no damn sir. Dipshit. Come here. Your dad wouldn't even give you sir. And you think this dude who you were in a party where everybody was saying, I'm better than you, that this dude's going to call you by your name, like giving you respect? Nah. In that arena, these people do not do that. You ever been to a bougie party of rich white people? Nah. Their noses are all up in the fucking air, and you won't even get talked to unless you're worth so much money. In those types of parties, there's a lot of rich people who are not hoity-toity and all that shit like that, and they're totally cool. But those type of parties he's talking about, he would have never got to that dude. Never got to him. Because you got to think about it. He lost everything while he at that party. They probably was celebrating him to begin with because he was somebody huge. Donald Trump and his dad were like fleas. This man was the entire dog. Okay? Don't get it twisted.
Well, how's it going? He goes, not well. It's really not going well, as you probably read. It's been a very, very tough period for me, son. I said, so what happened? It's just anything you can do? He goes, no, there's not a thing I can do. He said, I'll never forget. He said, I've lost my momentum. I just didn't have it. I used to have it, but I lost my momentum. So it's a story I tell, and you have to know when you...
So what he was saying is that he lost his momentum. He's trying to bring up this story about momentum. Mind you, these people are graduating. Why in the hell was he telling that story? Grandpa, it is time, to put on your galoshes, your whole ass onesie, and your diaper, and sit your ass down for the rest of the duration of life. Because this is just nonsensical. You're supposed to be inspiring these kids. You're talking about something that he lost everything. where all these people are trying to gain some. He's at a military academy, but still, they're looking at the future of their lives, and you're telling them about some dude that was rich and went broke because he lost his momentum. Kids, get your momentum back. Like it's Viagra or some shit. I got a pill to take? What the fuck are you talking about? It pains me that people validate stupidity like this. This man should be in a home somewhere. Making no sense. Absolutely none. It is pathetic and pitiful that this man is running anything outside of like a machine so that he can breathe at night. I mean, come on. I just, and the things that gets me a lot, it keeps me up all the time, is how much they're fucking up our government. How much it's going to take to fix the shit they're fucking up. How many lives are going to be lost because these dipshits don't know what they're doing? How many people are going to lose their homes, their cars, their farms, their everything? How much people are not going to be able to eat at night? People who were poor before Donald Trump started doing this shit and barely had enough food to feed their families. Now somebody at that home is going to go without eating because this dipshit done raised the prices and told them they were going to go lower. And now telling them that they can deal with the pain. Well, rich people might be able to deal with the pain. But it's not about the most of us. It's the least of us that we should be worried about. And the least of us barely had 2 nickels to scratch the fuck together. And by doing what you're doing, these people don't even have a nickel. And a lot of these people are your MAGA nuts. Because many of them, whether you like it or not, are mentally fucking ill. Living off the very medications and the Medicare that you're trying to squeeze out. They're going to be, of the 13.7 million, they're going to be the ones that are barely getting by, barely getting their medications, and will be in a home or on the street homeless, walking around because they can't afford their medications. And all of this can be solved. But it takes people to stop being so fucking greedy. It's like, dude, how much do you fucking need? How much do you need in life? There's a certain point to where you make so much money that you can buy anything 1,000 times over. At that point, it's old news, bro. That's why they're doing all these devious things, because it's fun and fucking with everybody else because you got that money. There's no fun in just having it. The fun is using it to get whatever the fuck you want. And they've gotten past buying every boat, every car, going on every trip, traveling all over the world, starting multiple businesses. Now they just have fun with fucking with people who have less. How much can I squeeze out of a homeless person? They got all these negative terms to talk about the scum of the earth and all that. Mr. Wonderful says it a lot in the open about homeless and poor people. It's in San Francisco all over the place. They're scourging, like they're just wild animals or dogs and shit. And it is those people, just like those people, who are buying your products. They're the ones making you rich, and you give 2 shits about the ones making you rich. I say stop buying from them, stop making them rich, and put them in the poorhouse. That's what I say about them. Because if you make that kind of money, it says to whom is given, to whom much is given, much is expected. They've taken that term and fashioned it behind like a devilish, evil demon. To whom much is given, fuck everybody else. Americans, we have really got to revise this script. Cancel this play, this movie, whatever, this nightmare, and start over. Constitution doesn't have to change other than holding people accountable. And if they don't get held accountable due to something, there needs to be something to back up what these people are doing. We need to get into the Constitution and close some of these loopholes with amendments, because these people, they have spent their time trying to figure out how they can get around the law and continue to like bend it but not break it. They have not focused on how they can make it better so that nobody can break them. That tells you what these people we've been sending to office have been doing this entire time. Not fixing it, fucking it up. Not closing gaps, building more gaps. So they can funnel money through, so they can make decisions where they can buy stocks and just get, I mean, after a point, how much wealth do you need that you're willing to destroy the country you say you love just so that your bank account gets bigger? And guess what? God, or whatever you believe in, is going to take your ass home like it's going to take me home. You ain't going to be able to take it with you. So what's the game? The end game is we all gonna meet our demise. So why not do right by people while you're here, instead of fucking them over so that you can have a Birkin bag or a Bugatti or one of the biggest yachts in the world or a gold toilet? Do you even listen to what I'm saying? It sounds stupid. These are things. Instead of buying a gold toilet, why don't you go and find somebody who needs $200,000 for their health care so that they don't die? Why don't you pay that off instead of buying a $200,000 gold toilet? It holds poop and piss. It doesn't feel any different than anything else. It's metal, but you're going to sit your ass on it like any other toilet. You can do what you want, but the reality is we need to get out of that mindset that is what we're looking for, as opposed to, I want people off the streets. I don't want to look at them and say, oh man, look how bad that is. I want to look at it like, well, how can we help? How can we heal the things that we see, or at least try and heal them so that they have a better life? If they have a better life, they don't have to resort to any kind of crime or anything like that because their life is better. Then you can say we have less crime in our state. Instead of just saying it like you want them locked up or put in some kind of home or some shit, how about helping? You got enough money to buy a yacht. You got enough money to clean up your state and help these people by buying a property or two or three to house them and get them back on their feet, if they so choose, or get them the medications that they need so they're not on the street and become more productive. Or if they're sick, because you see a lot of these people sick, how about you pay for the medications and shit that they need so they're not getting their legs cut off and still on the street with sores because they got either diabetes or something that's killing them. You rather walk past it than try and help fix it. And your idea for these people to fix it is to throw those in need in jail. Or some of them are extreme, thinking that they should unalive them. Yes, there are many out there that believe that crazy shit. These are not people of God or any positive power. These are evil people. I don't care if you like this person. Mr. Wonderful is an evil person. There's nothing wonderful about him. You got to think about it. If you got to nickname yourself something that sounds positive, it literally means ain't shit about you positive. Because everything comes out of his mouth is negative. But he's got the name Mr. Wonderful. Wonderful what? You would think you would get that nickname because other people thought you were wonderful. It's gaslighting. If I say I'm wonderful, then you think of me as wonderful. Even though I rob you blind and steal your last dollar, even though I'm rich. Just listen to him speak. He's a vulture. All of these people that are on these television shows like Shark Tank, they're all vultures. You guys may like that shit. I don't like the show at all. Because the ones who look like they're kind of cool, they're just as much as a vulture as the rest of them. You're looking at the least of all evils. Mark Cuban will help people. But don't get it twisted. Don't think he ain't fucked people over to get his wealth. Oh, he has. They'll tell you, like, oh, you have to do some things, and they'll joke about it. It's not funny. But that's the key that they give people. Fuck people over and you can rise. Simple as that. While I'm on that, I'm going to help people and rise. And we're going to see how that works. I believe it'll be better than all of them. Because in my wake of when I'm going where I'm going, and I don't mean prison wake, I'm talking about people behind me or beside me as I'm rising, their lives will get better. And they'll love the people that they're working with. They don't have to fuck nobody over. It's all about lifting, caring, and being an American, being patriotic, finding out what it really means to be fucking patriotic. That's what I'm leaning toward. And that's what I'm working on. So people who are members, you'll start to learn more. We'll have another meeting. I got to go out of town coming up soon, so I won't be here from the 2nd to the 9th. Going to take care of my mom who had a stroke. She's doing better now. But taking over from my brother. He's taking care of her. She's living with him. So I'm let them go on vacation. And me and the moms are going to do some things, try to at least. She remembers some things and sometimes she doesn't. And it's on the rails, off the rails, but she's mom, so you got to go and do what you got to do. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing here in the coming week. But we need to focus on America. Now, one of the last things I'm going to leave you with is I don't know if you guys remember Mark Milley, General Mark Milley, when he retired. Under Biden, when he retired, I think Biden and Kamala Harris was sitting there as he's retiring. He had a speech. And it's like the last minute or so of his speech or whatever it is, maybe 2 minutes. And it's something that needs to be heard again and again and again. Because if you listen to him, he sounds like he's spoken to the future, but he had already witnessed the past. He was just exposing what the past was like and basically what he and other patriots had to do to keep America somewhat sane under Trump's first running of the United States. And this time that may come up, he had a lot of, I would say, prophetic statements that America should have heeded. But now we made that, some Americans have made that mistake. We got to learn from it. And please, God, don't make it again. So let's listen to Mark Milley. General Mark Milley, my bad. Give me respect.
I'm deeply honored to have worn the cloth of this nation for 43 and a half years. And I'm humbled to have served as the 20th chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. But today is not about anyone up here on this stage. It's not about the President, the Secretary of Defense, me, CQ. It's not about us. It's about something much larger than all of us. It's about our democracy. It's about our republic. We are unique among the world's armies. We are unique among the world's militaries. We don't take an oath to a country. We don't take an oath to a tribe. We don't take an oath to a religion. We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. And we don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator. We don't take an oath to an individual. We take an oath to the Constitution, and we take an oath to the idea that it's America, and we're willing to die to protect it. Those values and ideas are contained within the Constitution of the United States of America, which is the moral North Star for all of us who have the privilege of wearing the cloth of our nation. It is that document that all of us in uniform swear to protect and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Those who sacrificed themselves on the altar of freedom in the last 2.5 centuries of this country must not have done so in vain. The millions wounded in our nation's wars did not sacrifice their limbs and shed their blood to see this great experiment in democracy perish from this earth. No, we, the American people, we, the American military, must never turn our back on those that came before us. And we will never turn our back on the Constitution. That is our North Star. That is who we are, and that is why we fight. Thank you, and may God bless our military, and may God bless the United States of America.
Exactly. Thanks to General Mark Milley. He said it best. I just wish that Americans would listen, and I should play that more often so that people can listen to what's going on. He talked about a wannabe dictator. He was speaking truth. Not a lot of people listened. Those who already knew voted the right way. Those who were in the dark just stopped listening to those who had been in the military, had seen all the things, and knew, or at least in the higher part of the administration. I don't know what to say when it comes to them. I just don't, the people who voted the opposite way after listening to this. And what's so crazy is many of those people are losing stuff now because of what he's been saying and doing, and still say they will vote for him again if they could. I mean, all I got to say about that is when any of these people meet their maker by, hopefully natural causes, they need to have their brain given to science. Because I promise you, there's something in that bitch that ain't nobody got. They got it. Ain't nobody else got that shit. I don't know what it is, but we need to research it, extract that shit, and kill it so that it doesn't form in any other brain. Because it is insane that you can sit here and tell me that those brains collectively thought that it was going to help them after listening to a decorated general tell you, would pour his heart out to you. They don't really pour their heart out to people, maybe to their wife and friends, but to society, they don't understand how much this was out of love of this country that he stepped out of line and said something political, not because of something personal for him, but for his love of the country, the one in which he pledged to die for. He stepped out of ranks and spoke about the person, the position in which he was pledged, like the Constitution, but to uphold and save the lives of American citizens and our leaders. And they never talked about these things. Most of these things would go to the grave. And he, out of love of country, spoke up. It's almost as if, man, these people don't know what love of country is about. Their hate is outweighing the love of country. And whatever is they hate, whether they hate being politically correct, whether they hate trans people, whether they hate black people, whether they hate people of color, whether they hate the LGBTQIA, whether they hate, whatever, their hate of that is stronger than their love of themselves, of their country. They put that first. That takes a special type of person, and I don't mean good special. But anyway, they did what they had to do. Hopefully, General Mark Milley, I keep calling him Mark, sorry about that, but General Mark Milley, thank you for your service, and thank you for that speech. I'm going to play it often because it needs to be something that gets into the spirit of America over and over and over again. It's not abrasive. It's not like really over the top. It is literally saying, I love this country. Beware of this guy. Beware of him. I've sat with him, and I know how much we saved this country in his first reign. And the sad part is his second one, Now, here's another thing before I go with that also is that I truly believe that in that first reign, 2016 to 2020, these same people that spoke also had the power to tell the Congress and all those people around him while he was in office that he was a danger to our United States of America. Don't get it twisted. I love the fact they're speaking now, but when they were in office, they was mum's the word. And they allowed this shit to fester. Trump is a cancer that they refused to treat. And then it metastasized. And the country is in the position in which it is in right now is because they didn't throw the chemo on the United States to save it from the cancer that is Trump. Instead, that cancer grew, and it is the entire Republican Party now that has that cancer, and it's killing America. It's killing democracy, and people just sitting around dying from it. And somebody with a grain of fucking sense has got to say no more. Douse this fire, this fucking rampant bullshit that he's doing, and get back to having a foundation of a country that focuses on the people, for the people, and by the people. Not just rich people. If you pay attention to Donald Trump, all he talks about is rich shit. Are you rich? I'm not rich. So all he talks about is rich, 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 rich. I have never heard rich people talk about rich so fucking much in my life. I've been around rich people. They don't talk about their wealth. They don't talk about money. These people are devoid of any morality. They're greedy, and all they care about is more money, more money, more money. I don't hear any of them talk about people. I have yet to hear Donald Trump talk about helping anybody. How can you help people who are poor? Oh, they're going to be in pain. What? You came in to put people in pain? Let me tell you something real quick. Had you told all these dipshits that when I get into office, you're going to feel the wrath of some pain. It's going to be short pain. But everything's going up. But I'm going to fix it. You wouldn't have won. And MAGA, y'all should recognize that shit. Deal with your egos. Set that shit aside. I know it's hard. But you know you're not in a better place. Everything's going up. If Walmart, which is the standard for this country, because it's one of the biggest companies in this country, is going to raise prices, everybody named Mama is going to follow suit. One, because they're competitive. They ain't going to be selling shit low or and Walmart's higher. They want profit just like anybody else. They've been gouging us ever since since the pandemic. They never stopped. You think they're going to stop gouging us for what? You think they give a fuck about us? They never did before. So why now? Exactly. All right. So that's all I got to give today, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all being here as always. I focus on facts, truth, explaining those types of things, and solutions. The things that I work on are solutions for this entire thing. Our economics, solution for, the cure the hate and anger. You'll see, this is one thing I realize. If you see me, you've noticed I've been doing my stuff for a while, whether I did Trump Whisper, Translating Stupid. It's all in reaction to how this country is just losing its fucking morals, and it's pissing me off. That makes me so angry. But I'm getting tired of necessarily being angered by this stuff. I want solutions to it. And so we're working on solutions. You'll see me put up my email right here. info@straightfactsnochaser.com. I'll keep talking about it at the end of my videos. I want you to send me to that email products that you buy, that you're loyal to. Doesn't matter if you're, whatever it is. We're going to try and find comparable products that you like. If you're attached to a brand, then so be it. But if you're not attached to a brand, you're just attached to quality. We're going to try and find quality products so that that would be we the people, can take back the power. Billionaires, these major corporations, they know that we are not all of us, but many of us, I would say the majority of us, are brand whores. We will buy the brand because we believe the brand is better. But a lot of us in these past, I would say less than a decade, have been buying things that have been off brand because, oh, this smells good. That's good. I like this soap. It works, whatever. Different type of toothbrush, or whatever. That getting on TikTok and buying some of these products from China and like, wow, this is a good this is a good that. And you didn't have to spend $400 for it. You spent like $58 for it. Yeah, we've gotten used to that too. All right. And so those are the types of things that I'm building, which I'm calling Project Infinity, but the entire program is partners. We're going to become partners in getting these products and being able to buy them, and eventually different franchising, being able to sell stuff. It's about time that the people start maximizing on the opportunities that are out there for us as American citizens to lift ourselves up, because there's no reason that Americans have not had a raise in 40 years. You don't see the email? All you see is info. It's info at straightfactsnochaser.com. So you got straightfactsnochaser.com. Info is the very beginning of it. So you send me your information that way. I don't know if it shows links or not, but I'll say info. Come on. We'll do info. I'm gonna do it in 3 different things. Come on, baby. Info. All right. That's one. Info. Hopefully you see that. And then you're gonna see at the word at straight facts. I'm gonna separate the words. All right. That's the second one. At straight facts, no chaser. Put those words together, but sometimes it doesn't show it. And in your screen, on my screen, you're saying. It's hard to put on my screen right now because I don't have it, but I will start putting that on my email, on my thing. I have it on it tomorrow. I just didn't think about getting it today. I revised everything on the bottom of the screen like you did before. That I can try and see if that'll work. Let me see if it will work. If it will actually let me put info. Let me see, info, straight fast. Where am I at? That's right there. Let's see if it'll allow me. Give me a second. There we go, chat. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Let me see if that's it. Nope, that's a different one. Where's True at? Boom, boom, boom. It gave you the last one. It wouldn't give you the first one. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much. Whoever said that, I'll look back. Info at straightfactsnochaser.com. So send me like a brand. I don't care if it's like a toothbrush. I don't care. Any kind of products. We need to get a list of products that we like. I'll make a list of it. I'll make like an XLS sheet, and an Excel sheet rather. And I'll put all the different products, and I'll do the research, and I'll hand off some if people want to help research. And I'm gonna look for factories that sell that product or the same quality of product. I'm gonna buy one or whatever these things, test them out. If I think it's quality, then I'll let everybody know. Go out and buy one. Tell me if it's quality to you. If it is, cool. If it's not, cool. Let me know. And there we go. I'll leave it there. And if that's the case, then we'll put that on our list, and therefore we'll start buying that. And the great part about what I'm doing is it's sharing the profit on everything we do. It's not an MLM. It's not about you have to buy anything. It's saying that Americans, we have to take it back. And the only way we're going to take it back, we can't rely on billionaires. They don't give a shit about us. What we can do is think about it this way. Let's just say something simple. If we bought the same, let's say we got like, somebody said, oh, this great dish detergent is from China or whatever it is, or Brazil is just so great, or whatever it is, right? and it's, you know, whatever. Here we're selling it for $50, whatever. But I go and find a manufacturer in wherever it's in Brazil, and they can get it to me for, you know, $10. So what I would do is get it for that $10, right? And then say, don't put no labels on it. I don't want no brand names on it. Don't try to bring up the price for no reason. It's the same product without the label on it, so it doesn't get charged a lot of money, or close to the same product. And then actually have that product drop shipped to you, saving money, so there's no like in between person, but actually charge in between, like how much, like the price. If it's $50 in the store, I sell it for 35. Well, it cost me 10. So the profit for me would be $25, whatever it is, right? $25 of profit. But I don't have that all profit. I share it with you as a partner. That's why I call it partners, because we have to come together and make it happen. So if we get that, then you make money every time you shop. And that money sets aside. You can use it as cash. You can use it as being able to buy stuff online with it, whatever. It's credited to you. And that just goes and this is just you and your family buying in your life. And then I got other tiers. If people are hardcore, they reach a certain level. In our situation, you start off at the gold level, you move it to the platinum level. And that platinum level, you get a higher percentage of the money back. And then you can get all the way up to the diamond level, which is 50% of the profit. So we're partners in everything that we do. And that allows you to build wealth with just your budget. Don't go outside your budget. We're still trying to keep people truly fiscally conservative. What they talk about is not fiscally conservative. We don't want you to go out and buy $10,000 worth of shit just for the fuck of it. Nope. We want you to go buy what you need. And as long as we can get these manufacturing deals with people, the more people will get it, the better deal we get, the more profit we all make in the process. It's about doing it right. Capitalism that cares. That's what it's all about. Capitalism that cares. Period. Capitalism right now don't give a fuck about anybody. That's why the American dream is elusive. It's damn near a figment of our imagination now. But it can come back by doing right by people. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show the billionaires. I'm going to show the politicians. I'm going to show all of them. Do right by people. You'll make way more money. And you'll bring people up with you than fucking them over and telling them, I'm going to take your health care away. And think about it. If Americans got onto something like this, and then I repackaged this and did the same thing for healthcare and did the same thing for, everything else that we go through, they can't stop us. They can't stop us. Capitalism that cares. Keep thinking about it, but send me that information about the products that you like, so therefore I can find those products overseas or even in America. Get it as a white label, so it'll be a little bit cheaper than you would get it in the store. And you can make profit off of everything in the same process. So when you're buying the product, you would have bought it anyway, but you're going to get it cheaper. And when you get it cheaper, you still get money back. It's a win-win for everybody. I know people are like, how does that work? Don't worry about it. Come to one of the meetings. We'll talk about it more, but that's how it works, a little bit how it works. And I keep on expressing more. We're building it, making it happen. You'll come to the meetings when we have them. We're going to, not this Saturday, I come out of town. The following week. So the following week after that, we'll probably have another one. I'll be talking throughout the week. So by Friday, I should have like an exact day and time based on my schedule, coming back from out of town with my mom, and we'll do it from there. I keep on talking about it because I am about it, and I focus on helping and being a part of the solution. I expose the problems, but at the same time, I create solutions, and that's just who I am. I'm an avid solutionist. So let me take this down. The chat, you should have that by now. Right? Cool. Everybody got it? Harvard's giving free classes. All right, nice. Look into that. I'm not a brand person. Exactly. But again, even if you're not a brand person, which I'm not a brand person myself, but the thing is that whatever thing you buy is a brand, right? You may buy a cheaper product, like let's say maybe it's dish detergent. You might buy one that has like a weird name on it, or not even a weird name, maybe even a foreign name, a French one that is like at the dollar store, whatever the hell it is, right? Well, they have a manufacturer. and they get it somehow. Well, we can find out how they get it, right? And get it for close to the same amount that they get it for. Instead of, and if they're getting it for like 30 cents and selling it to you for $1.24, $1.25 or whatever it is, I can get it for 30 cents and give it to you for less than $1. And we split, depending on how often you're shopping through partners, we split 15%, 30%, and 50%, depending on what level you're in. And it's not about paying to join, nothing like that. It's as easy as going, like if you go to Amazon and buy a product on there, you're automatically at that 15% level. As you continue to do that and reach certain limits of how much you spend throughout the year, then you graduate to the next level, next later. And the great part about it, I'm building the, depending on how dedicated you are and how this thing actually works, being able to have your own franchise with this. It's not just for me, it's a we thing. So you can build a franchise later and be able to have your own thing if you're that type of person. You may be just, I'm just buying. You don't have to go anywhere else with it, because we just want everybody's life to increase. And we get rid of the billionaires this way because there's no investors in what I do. Why? Because I'm not beholden to them. I'm beholden to you and me, American citizens, not billionaires, not millionaires, the American people. It's about time we had capitalism that gave a fuck about Americans. And that's what I've built. And that's who I am. That's how I stand. And that's the way I will die. So I'm sick of lies. I am sick of people being robbed. I'm sick of gouging. And I'm sick of people thinking that they're better than you and they deserve subsidies while they talk shit about those who are taking welfare so they can feed their families. It's about time we took control. And in this process, taking the control, we also going to try and take care of the homeless. We also going to try, because why? We're taking those billions out of their pockets, putting it in our own by the way we shop. And good people, me doing this, of course, a lot of money's going to come my way. This money's going to help the poor and heal the things like I'm healing us right now. I'm not stopping with us. I'm going to heal whatever I can through this system. It's about time the system worked for the people who designed it to work. We, the people. You feel me? All right. I'm about to get up out of here, get myself something to drink, because your boy dry. Person, but some stuff is just better as a brand. Yeah. You can, like, again, us being attached to brands is just a fact of that. I have said the same things, Interplanet Janet. I can't find a brand. Nah. I have gotten soap that's way better than dish soap. Way better. That doesn't have a name on it. It's just the fact that we're so attached to it. We don't have no, that's the thing about it is the whole process of this is trial and error. You're going to find something better than that and cheaper than that, and you're going to make a profit off of it. You will. Trust and believe. It's just the fact that, again, none of these companies in America really are the best at everything they do. I'm sorry, but it's true. Many other countries have mastered some of the shit that we do. But we are attached to this, or attached to Palmolive, or attached to this brand, or attached to that. We haven't tried every brand, and we haven't researched it. That's what it takes, the power of the people. There are people out there who told me, man, you need to try this type of lotion or this type of soap. And I tried it. I'm like, holy shit, this shit, shea butter and all these other things, just insanely better than the crap I was buying. You know what I'm saying? I think Kristen was talking about bamboo toilet paper. I've heard so many people talk so many great things about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's an environmentally safe things. You know, and I know, you know, there's a better toothpaste out there. I've had different toothpaste throughout my life, and I like a certain brand. But again, these brands aren't doing right by the people. So I have no problem divorcing myself from them. But I get it if people do. You do you. But I'm going to tell you, trust me, when you start to see like a Lynn or Kristen in here talking about, girl, I love my soap, I love my whatever, girl, you smell this, and you going, damn, that smells good. You're gonna be like, and I made $20 off of it. I said, what? How do you make $20? I buy that shit like crazy, and then I make $20 off every time I purchase it. What do you make off of your shit? Nothing. The smell good? Yeah, it smell good. Oh, okay. Has that company ever invested in cancer research? Nope. Has that company ever did this? Nope. Has this company ever cared about you? Nope. Is this billionaire got a yacht? Does employees got any kind of raise? Nope. Then why are you buying from them again? Because it smell good? Come on. Come on. At some point in time, we got to divorce ourselves from them and start saying we got to find it. And again, if a brand that we don't, again, there's going to be multiple in one brand or more. Because again, some of these are going to be from the same manufacturer as these particular companies are buying from. They just got their own brand of it, and it's going to smell the same and do the same. It's a shock because I've been going to a lot of different small shops and finding things just in LA and finding things that people make themselves. And I'm like, well, this shit smells good. And it lasts for you forever. I'm like, this one person makes oils. I wasn't into oils at all. But I tried it. I was like, man, this is crazy. I smell like that for like 2 or 3 days straight. I might take a shower, still smell like. I'm like, this shit good for you? It's like, yeah, it is. It's all natural. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But you never know. But I understand if people don't want to do it. I know everybody's not going to be on it. But one of the things I realized is that humans are competitive. Humans are what you're looking over at the other people. I said, what's over there in Mrs. Jones's yard? When they start seeing this person next to them don't have a quote unquote like full-time job and they doing this, and you're like, how'd you get that? Like, dude, I just buy shit I love. Shit, and I get paid for it. You keep buying that shit and get nothing for it. Go for it. That's what's going to get people to come. Because some people, like I said, are married to brands. I got friends who are married to like Gucci and married to like Coach. They married to it. They ain't divorcing it whatsoever. They'll go buy it. You know what's so crazy? I even seen some what do you call it? Some celebrities, mostly in rap community, whatever. But I've seen some celebrities, go to stores that they like a Fendi or Coach or whatever it is, and say, I got like, whatever, $50,000 to spend today, and ain't nobody paying attention to them. They're like, who are you? And he's like, oh, I come to get my whatever, Gucci. I said, I got my Gucci this, Gucci that. I said, man, I'm about to spend 30 racks up in here. And they're like, nah, not today. You're like, what? You're going to take my money? They don't even want their money. They're out there loving on a product where the owner has no problem with their employees who don't make as much money as I'm about to spend to turn his black ass down. And be like, nah, we good. We just sit down and wait. It's like, what? Who does that? People who make money and know that they got people addicted to brands, so therefore they can treat you like shit and still act like they the shit. But once we start doing stuff like this and we get the same or better quality than that brand, because trust me, a lot of these brands, like I told you, don't listen to me. Go and do it for yourself. If you love, let's say, Gucci, and you love or even Fendi or Louis Vuitton, and you go and get it, say, go and touch that leather, feel it. Where they say they got it. It's Italy, Italian leather. It feels good. Feel that. Buy a swatch of that same leather from the place they get it. Or at least say, I want the top-notch leather. I just want a swatch of it. 3 feet by whatever 3 feet. That's all I want. That's all I got. Buy it for a few $100s. Come out. You can make 4 persons out of this shit. But buy it and then match it up to the Gucci. I promise you, you're going to realize how much you got robbed. That Gucci is like the worst leather you could possibly feel. You like, oh, it's like butter. No, go buy the real shit. Match it up. Put it on your face. Put it in your face. This shit's going to scratch you. Gucci's going to scratch you. This shit's going to feel like butter. And you just spent $200 on this. You spent $2,000 on that. I promise you, you're being robbed. I 100% promise you. Louis Vuitton, all these other like the $2,000 red bottom shoes, trash. You guys love them because you're married to the brand and the ideal of them. They are trash. So many women bought those damn things and their feet be bleeding by the time the end of the night. Why? Because they trash shoes. They just a part of like, oh, it's a class thing. Fuck on it. You can find a better brand that costs way less and will not hurt your feet. I know that for a fact. I was in the industry for a minute. But people are married to the brand. And what we're doing is divorcing them. Because if you don't care about the people, why the hell should we care about your brand? What has your brand done for me? Absolutely nothing. And that's what I'm talking about. And the whole thing that's about this is so crazy is I think brands are going to jump on it too. Why? Because When we start buying our own shit, they're gonna be like, wait a minute, it's cutting into our profits. How can we get in on it? And then we can be able to lower their prices if they want to sell on our platform. Simple as that. Leverage is how you get what you want. Leverage, not capitulating. Something that Donald Trump act like he can do, but in actuality, he just threatens people and they just capitulate. But anyway, I'm good. Assuming companies could switch producing everything here, it would cause a local raw material and part shortage, and we would be massively short on labor, skilled labor, and designs for all this. YouTube account. Yes, it's not easy. That's why I say people who are talking about things coming back to this country, it's not going to happen. I mean, it's just not. I mean, again, I'm not against it happening. I'm just saying, how can it happen? Maybe a decade from now, but even if you started right now, it'd take anywhere between 4 for some of these smaller manufacturers to 10 years, and then some even up to 20 to be able to get everything up to par. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just like, oh, we're just going to just start filling up factories that are already out there. No, these things got to be retrofitted. Some got to be built from the ground up, which means they got to test the ground, make sure whatever products that are being used. And most people don't even realize in this country, we have laws now that are very stringent about what goes in the air and things of that nature, environmental, that many of these factories, they spew out some dangerous shit. And our government is going to be like, unless Trump lets it go, EPA, which they're trying to get rid of, these things coming back, Americans be like, no, you ain't putting that factory there. You're going to be killing all the kids in that neighborhood. That ain't working. So there's a reason why we are where we are. We've progressed. We've gotten better. We got ways to go. Who wants to go backwards? And then on top of that, how much is it going to cost an American citizen to go backwards? Way more than it would to go forward. So why spend more money to go backwards than to spend less and go forward? It seems like a no-brainer, but that's the point. Some people just brains don't work. Yeah, you want to move Rude Interplanetarian, but we don't have the money. I don't know what state you're in, but that's is it Milwaukee? But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, that's why I'm saying, and I'm thinking about my kids, you know what I'm saying, and future grandkids and things of that nature, how hard it's going to be for them to be able to pull this off. Again, if we don't reset this, American citizens, this is why I'm creating this partners thing. If we don't reset this the way we decide to do it, we've been relying on them forever. No disrespect, but Republicans and Democrats alike haven't really moved us forward in the sense of giving the people the power back. It's like one party focuses on doing things that are right by Americans as much as they can, while the other party decides to go the opposite direction. So it's always this push and pull type of thing, and we end up staying in the same place. We get moved a little bit further, then they bring us back with all this tug of war. But the reality is that even when it's tug of war, 70% and sometimes 80% of Americans want to go this way. But the parties focusing on the billionaires, they want to go this way. And it's so strange how Americans, the majority of us, want over here, but we always find ourselves, when we get like Republicans in office, we're over here a little bit. Even though the majority of us want to be over here. With the Democrats, we're still like in the middle, being pulled here and here, depending on the bills. But the only thing that matters, that works with Democrats, is when Democrats are in office, we're going back and forth, but there's bills being passed. They're active. They're figuring out shit. You know, they give a little bit, they take a little bit. Republicans, the shit stays stagnant or goes way off where nobody wants to go. How is that a party that works for the people? They never create anything that's for them. This bill that they're creating, that they're trying to pass, what the House just passed, is for the billionaire. It fucks over everybody else. How do you look at something and say, I want to get rid of 13.7 million people off taxes? We lost 1 million lives or so, like during COVID. Multiply that by 13, y'all. Because these people, if you look at it, you're saying you don't care if they die because they need health care. I mean, what's going to be the parameters? You got to be what, 20, 20, 23, 28? And those are the ones that are going to take off? Or is it going to be the people who are already close to dying that you're going to take the senior citizens off? Oh, they're close to death anyway. So what age bracket are they going to take it? We should not be having these conversations. We should be talking about how can we put 13 more million people on insurance as opposed to taking them off. It takes a special kind of evil to think about the health of the woman or man next to you and deciding you shouldn't have it, you shouldn't have it, I should. What makes you any different than them? God didn't choose you over them. You're trying to choose yourself over everybody else. That is horrific. That's why I say this country, we need to get back on the we train, because that me train is left the building. We don't need to be there. We don't need to go to that destination. And the only way we're going to stop going that way, if we start going the direction of lifting our people, of believing in our people, of investing in our people. When I mean people, I mean the American citizen, the one who really gives a damn about all of us and not just about your particular kind of American, right? And don't get it twisted. I'm not one that doesn't believe that everybody in their culture should be seen, not lifted over anybody else, but be seen. I am not one of the people, and I'm not of the mindset that we're just this melded people and you don't see color, you don't see religion, you don't see, I see it all. I respect it all. And I have no problem with you believing in your particular thing, long as you don't force me to believe in it. Like, again, I believe in doing things for the black community, just like I believe in people doing things for the white community or the Latin community or the Asian community. That doesn't take from me. That celebrates you, and that's fine. The point is that what the weird part about it is oftentimes we have this mindset that if something's happening for the black community, somehow the white community is not getting something. The Asian community, that's bullshit. Everybody is getting something, and it takes a concerted effort. No matter if you live in a community that's mostly white, when you're fighting for a bridge in your town, you're fighting for things that are in your town for white people. Nobody black in your town or Latin in your town. You're fighting for a white cause in a white community. And I'm fighting for it in a black community. I'm fighting for it for a black community. But it's fair that I get it because we are a community. We pay taxes like anybody else. We should not have a problem with that. I appreciate everybody's culture. I don't want you to hide it. If you're Italian, I want to know it. Not because I judge you by it, because I appreciate you for it. You got to see each other to care about one another. You can't say I close my eyes and don't see that you're black. You sound like everybody else. That ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. It works how you're this, you're that. I appreciate you. Point blank, period. Now, does it define me in the situation where I should get, what kind of job I should get, what I shouldn't get? No. But it helps to be seen. That's it. To be seen, given opportunities. I see women. I don't say I don't see a woman. I see women. I know women have gone through, and I appreciate it. And I say, okay, if I ever thought about, like, if I had an opportunity to give something to somebody else, oh, give a woman something because I last time I gave it to somebody else. It's no problem with being fair with people. It's crazy how we think one or the other, one or none. It's sad. So what I'm focusing on with this is for the people, all people who are good people, because capitalism that cares literally helps us all. That's the way I see it. So I'm about to get up out of here. I've been here longer than I expected to be here. A very loving country to live in, stand for something. Yeah, I don't know. Have a good night, Mr. Awoke Mike. You guys, I'm out of here myself. Much love to y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Probably, it's going to be around 5:30 Pacific Standard Time, I think. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah. So you guys have a great night. Like I said, info at straightfactsnochaser.com. Send me that information, and I'll do my due diligence, and we'll have our meeting once I get back out of town. All right? Take care. Always, what's it say? I see you when I see you.